Somewhere in the streets of Toronto is a hockey shrine like no other. Welcome to Mike Wilson's Suburban Hockey Museum. Mike is known as the ultimate Leafs fan, and you'll see many things in his Leafs collection that you won't even see at the Hockey Hall of Fame. This is the largest private Maple Leafs collection in the world. So let's meet Mike and take a look inside.
My name is Mike Wilson. I'm known as the ultimate Leafs fan. I was given that name by ESPN magazine, who did a special on my collection a couple of years ago, and it just seems to have stuck. My collection is located in the basement of my house. I hate to call it a basement, so we call it inside the room with the ultimate Leafs fan, and that's the name that's kind of stuck. So now that's what we refer to now as the room. I just wanted to have a room where I could view all the items I collected over the years, observe them, have some screens and some TVs, have a bar and have my friends over and watch sports. I never dreamed in a million years it would turn into what it has, and here it is today, and I'm talking to you on camera. I never thought that would happen in a million years either. I have a mantra, and the mantra is that every piece has to have a story, and if there's no story, I don't take the piece in this collection. I don't know whether it's given to me or whether I buy it or whether I acquire it myself. It has to have a story. So I know it's a bit of a vague answer for you, but every piece in this collection is as valuable, right from the smallest coin right to Wayne Gretzky's game-worn skates from his record year. I got into the jerseys a little later because there were so many fakes in the industry, and I had to do a lot of work and a lot of research on how to distinguish between different jerseys. So I talked to a number of friends of mine who are very good at it. And of course, I wanted a Maple Leaf jersey from every era. So I started in the 30s, and I've worked right up into modern time. And I originally one time wanted to collect theme jerseys, so certain nights, or Hall of Fame night, or King Clancy night when he had certain crests on them. I got a tour of the Gardens one time and went into the dressing room and saw the Leaf sweaters. And here I am, 50 years later, and I had some of those sweaters hanging in my room. The Gardens door that I walked through, and I used to watch the Leafs come out of, and I remember that I'd stand there before every game that I would go to, and the door would slam open, or bang against the wall when it was open, and out comes the Leafs, come tromping onto the ice, and little did I ever dream that I'd have that exact door in my collection that's around the corner in this room. The turnstile I walked through in those days was the original turnstiles from the 30s, and they're spinning around there where they step on it, and you walk through. I got two of them in the collection. I mean, all these things bringing back your childhood memories at the time when you were a child walking through, and it was just a part of life at the time. And anybody who ever comes into this room and sees those items, it brings back the same memories for them. The stick stand was the last stick stand at Maple Leaf Gardens for the Leafs. I was at the final game. And that's the stick rack. And I've had a number of players down here. A number of guys said they leaned on the end of it as watching games a lot of times, not playing. The seats, I have original Garden seats from 1931. I have a pair of them. And the ones you see around the room are the variations throughout the years that were replaced. The original red seats, and then they became golds. And of course today they're platinum and all different kinds of colors at the ACC. I just wanted one of the dressing room stalls just coming out. It's not one of the original ones. The original ones would have been just hooks. But that's the last that was in the Garden. So I got it as a memento to remind me of the last game. One of the things that this room has allowed me to do, one of the things I'm most proud of, is that we've now been able to enter this room to charity functions. We had an event in June, our second annual for bullying, hosted by Brian Burke, and this year we had an all-star cast. I mean, it's just basically second down with Wayne Gretzky, Brendan Shanahan, and Paul Coffey, along with Brian. So I honor Team Canada in this room, very humbly, of course, because it's something that's very, very special to me. Just like Wayne Gretzky, I have a display on Wayne Gretzky because I think he's the greatest athlete to play any sport ever. The way he handles himself on the ice, off the ice. He was here. It's just, and again, here's who I think is one of the greatest athletes in history of any sport. And he walked around this room like a 10-year-old kid, pointing things out, pointing out stories, told us a terrific story on Eddie Balfour. I got Al Balfour's Team Canada jersey from 2002 in the case. And you take a look in that case over there, just that the people line up anywhere from Cody Hodgson to my friend Craig Mills, who played in 96 Team Canada Juniors, to the Marcel Dion 72 sweater, to all the 72 memorabilia I have in here, including a Henderson game-used stick from the series. It's just stuff that just sort of resonates with me, and anybody who comes down here just always has a story to tell. And Gretzky, you just go back to this case over here, you have Team Canada stuff in him, you have stuff from him throughout his career, and I think he just stands for everything that's right about sports. And I just didn't come up with this in the last year. I mean, I've been thinking about this for a good 10, 15 years that I was going to have a special room one day where this would all be, and it would be housed permanently. I took the designer to the Hockey Hall of Fame, basically said I want it to look like this. And I knew where I wanted things laid out in the room. We came down. There was a process. It took a good 4 months to just get the room set up, like dug out and put in place. And then probably another year to have it set up. And I would have been quite happy to bang nails up and throw it all around, but I had no idea it was going to look like this and it was going to come to this. But I'm so proud and so grateful to have it. And as I said, it's the ability now to share it. And just the charity stuff alone that this is allowing us into this whole different world I never even knew existed is just way out of my realm of what I thought. You can contact me through ultimateleafsfan.com. The response has been terrific because, as you know, the Leaf followers just are universal, not just stuck in Toronto here. Everywhere you go, you see somebody with the Toronto Maple Leaf jersey on. So I'm pretty fortunate to be following a team like this. All we got to do is start winning now.
For select charities, retired pro players, and corporations, we would consider allowing the use of the Ultimate Leafs Fan facility on a case-by-case situation. It's a great place for executives, retired and current pro players to come and review one of the largest collections of Toronto Maple Leafs memorabilia in the world and talk business and make presentations. If you're an event planner, a charity, or you plan events for your company, please reach out to us to discuss your needs. Thanks for taking a look inside, and be sure to learn more by visiting ultimateleafsfan.com. We look forward to hearing from you.